the season. Please join me in welcoming the Lakewood Hometown Band.
WCOV, glad to be back here for this actually 44 years ago that we started these large concert band performances, and this represents a continuation of that legacy. Let's begin as we play and sing the national anthem. Please stand. Conductor tonight. You may have seen him playing the trumpet here any time over 30-odd years. His name is Frank Cosenza. He received his undergraduate degree from Bowling Green. He got his master's from the University of Akron and is a band director of 31 years, recently retired from West Geauga Local Schools, a four-time recipient of the Excellence in Education Award, elected member of the International Bandmasters Fraternity, and many other honors. His son was the tuba player who dotted the I for the Ohio State Band, and he's the only one in history who knocks down a photographer who got in his way. So his son may be more famous, but he's a fine musician. Let's welcome our conductor, Frank Cosenza. And the first piece is by, we have a lot of non-Spanish Spanish music tonight. The first composer's name is Jose, but it's James H-O-S-A-Y, Jose. It has nothing to do with Spanish music. But he, for a long time, was the composer and arranger for the U.S. Army Band in Washington, D.C., wrote a lot of wonderful music and special music for special occasions. And this is his salute to his native Virginia, titled The Virginians. Thomas, but if I'm to continue working at the classical music station, I must pronounce his name Charles-Louis Ambroise Thomas. In fact, he was director of the acclaimed Paris Conservatory for 25 years, which means he was in a position to rap the knuckles of the likes of Debussy and Ravel and other much more famous composers. He did write 24 operas, virtually none of which are still performed today. In fact, probably the best piece of music he wrote was the Overture to one of them, which we're about to hear, Raymon. And just think if the people had only known, the people who had gone to attend that opera, that once the curtain went up and the opera began, they'd already heard the best of the music. But we're going to hear just that best part now. I have a great quote, though, about Thomas as a composer from the more famous composer, Emmanuel Chabrier. He wrote, "There is good music, there is bad music, and then there is Ambroise Thomas." I have no idea what he meant by that. Maybe we'll get a hint from the piece, which is the Overture to Raymon. And now on the program, we jump 100 years into the future from that piece to a very contemporary piece of music, which I hope will begin after that stops. But anyway, the composer is Klaus Badelt, German-born, a member of the current generation of film composers. In his mid-40s, he's written music already for Ridley Scott, Jeff Katzenberg, Sean Penn, Steven Spielberg, and a few other people involved in movies and TV that you may have heard of. He wrote some of the music for Gladiator, Mission Impossible 2, and then came into his own with the score for Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. After that, he wrote the music for the remake of The Time Machine and the closing ceremony music for the Beijing Olympics. So you will be seeing more and more the name Klaus Badelt on quality music. So here it is, music from Pirates of the Caribbean in the key of R. horses marched together in the funeral cortege of President Garfield, and it was a solemn occasion the March King never forgot. So, on the occasion of the grand opening of Cleveland's Public Hall, the Sousa Band was booked, and in concert they introduced a brand new march in honor of the Black Horse Troop. As the band played, the troopers rode the horses right up on the stage. We're not going to have that happen tonight, but you can imagine it if you want. As the band played, they rode up, and it certainly made the concert a memorable event. John Philip Sousa's Black Horse Troop March. And they are sponsored largely due to some help from the Musicians Trust Fund, which is supported by the legal purchase of music. So if you buy music, buy it legally, and we can present more of these concerts. And there's a foundation hoping to support more concerts of this type, and we'll appreciate your support, and more about that later. But short intermission, and then we'll continue. Thank you.